What's up, guys? This is Joel of Punisher's Paintball. Today we are doing a tech video on how to maintenance your Luxe TM40. Alright guys, so here we are. We have the Punisher's Edition Luxe TM40. This is my personal bad boy, and if you're a new Luxe TM40 owner, I want to make this video just for anybody that has never had a Luxe or is unfamiliar with Luxe at all, or whatever the case may be, how to maintenance this, what are you going to have to do to it to keep it shooting. So we are going to do the most common things that you're going to need to do to keep the gun up and running all year long. Alright guys, so first things first here, we have the TM40. We're going to take this, we're going to take the barrel off because obviously it's just going to get in our way. So what we're going to do today is we are going to maintenance the bolt system as well as the regulator system. We're going to take the trigger frame apart, get rid of any extra paint or anything the case may be, and I'm also in the meantime going to show you guys how to take off the trigger in the event that you need to note in the event that you need to do that. And that's really all you gotta do with the TM40. It's a very simple gun, very simple to take apart and all that good stuff. So we're gonna start with the regulator here. The Allen key set that comes with your Luxe TM40. You're going to take the second from largest Allen key. As you guys can see there, this is your regulator nut. This is going to come out here. You don't want to go too far in because you can actually back out the entire regulator housing, which you don't want to do right off the bat. This is your regulator nut. That's going to be set to the side. At this point, you are going to be able to take the front cover off of your Luxe TM40. Landon, do we have like a towel or something that we could use to wipe off any extra paint? All right, this purple portion here is actually your regulator, and we're going to simply back that out. You can use the same 5/16 it looks like Allen key to take that out. There's going to be two O-rings that you have to get past right here, as you can see, and once you can see the second O-ring, that's a good indication that your regulator is actually out of your Luxe. So just a few more twists here should do it. This is actually the first time that I've maintenanced this gun because I've only got like 8,000 or 10,000 shots on it. So I haven't let it go on for too long, Landon.
Good.
It's not like I have been using it for a year and haven't maintained it at all.
What was that, like Keegan? Yeah,
that would be Keegan. Keegan definitely would have done that. Alright, so there you guys have it. That is your entire regulator housing. Super simple. As far as your actual frame, you're not going to really want to do anything besides take a microfiber and clean off the inside here. There you go. Alright, so there you guys have it. That's the paint from that. I'm going to wipe off all the extra lube from there. From that point, you're actually going to remove your regulator piston. There's your regulator piston, as well as your regulator spring. And then that's basically it for the regulator. Anything more in depth we're not going to get into today. This is just general maintenance of your gun that you're going to want to do occasionally. As you can see here, there's already a little bit of dirt and stuff that is accruing on the O-ring. You're going to want to visually inspect the O-ring and make sure the O-ring's okay. This is basically a brand new gun, so it's not going to really have any issues with that. But we do sell all the extra O-rings and stuff for these guns. So in the event that you've got a TM40 that has a lot of use behind it, you can always pick up those O-rings with us. Alright, so there you have it. Basically all we're going to do at this point is just apply a little bit of lube to this O-ring here. You don't want to do too much because it's it's unnecessary, and B, it could cause issues when it comes to getting the regulator piston to get stuck a little bit. So just a thin line of grease. Your regulator piston should sit in just like that. and that's it. As far as the outside, just so that it creates a good seal, you're going to apply a little bit of Dow 33 lube to the outside O-rings here on both of these. And then this is going to go back up into the actual frame of the gun. I usually take the long end of my Allen key and get it started. And at this point, you are going to want to apply a little bit of pressure just to get the threads caught. Once the threads are caught, you'll be able to tell because it'll be going inside the frame of the gun. And then it's very obvious when you hit that because it tightens up very quickly. Okay, one thing that you're not going to want to do is you're not going to want to put your regulator in with this on. So it's very sequential. As far as how you do it stepwise, you have to put the regulator in first. There's some notches right here that prevent you from putting the regulator nut into the regulator and screwing it all in at one time. And so don't do that. You won't get anywhere. All right, so I'm going to apply the front cover, and now the regulator nut is going to be applied. And we're just going to tighten that up. Be very conscientious of the fact that there is multiple different screws or different size Allen keys that you can put in here. So the one that you're going to want to adjust is the silver piece that's all the way up in there if you want to adjust your velocity. Landon, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to get that.
You tilt it down a little bit.
Tilt it down.
Yep.
So the silver piece inside there is your actual velocity adjustment. You do not want to try and adjust your velocity, obviously, with this outside black regulator nut. All right, so there you have it. I've just serviced the regulator. Next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little pressure on the eye cover, on the front portion of this eye cover, and I'm going to hit the latch here. It's going to be a little tricky sometimes. Bear with me. Okay, so there you have it. That's the eye cover. As you can see here, the detent is actually built into the eye cover, which is nice. You're just going to wipe off any extra lube or anything like that for your eye cover. And then what I usually do is I will actually take the eyes out, or not out, but I will basically separate it from where it sits inside there. Let me grab I usually grab a tiny Allen key, and I kind of just get underneath there to pop it out. Actually, at the store, I use I actually use an O-ring pick to get this out. Come in from underneath. And then, guys, what I'll usually do is if you're trying to do a really good job of cleaning your eyes, I will actually fold this back. You can see that I've got some paint in there from my previous adventure out at TCP. But needless to say, you guys can see in there I got a bunch of paint. What I'll actually do is I'll take a toothbrush with just a touch of water, and I'll rub in there, and then I'll take a little bit of compressed air and just blow it in there, and that does a really good job of cleaning your eyes. And then as far as the actual eye itself, just very gently, these are eye ribbons, they're very sensitive, so you're not going to want to put too much tension on them. And then I'm going to put the eye cover back into place. This will actually snap into place. There is like a little circle on the eye cover that gets pushed into a pin inside the body of the gun, and it'll actually snap into place. All right, there we have it. And then the eye cover is magnetic, so it's as simple as popping in just like that, and bada bing, bada boom, we're good on that front. Charging the gun, you're just going to take your snap grips off on the left side. You've got a USB-C right there. That's going to charge the gun. And once you're all done with the gun, you just snap your screws or your grips back on. As far as taking your trigger off, if you do have a bunch of stuff, the one thing that I do suggest is if you're going to take your trigger off and you're trying to actually clean inside the trigger, I'll actually take my bolt out just like that. And I'll actually take the frame off the gun. It makes it a lot easier to get inside there and do a good job of cleaning. All right, so there you guys have it. And then This screw right here comes all the way out. Show you guys that. Okay, there's your screw there. And then it usually is easier to take the trigger out the front just like that. And then you can really get inside there. Landon, can you see kind of inside the trigger frame there? Okay, and then that's gonna do it as far as that. In the event that you guys ever do develop a leak between the trigger frame and the body, this O-ring is your transfer O-ring between the body and the frame of the gun. Because of the fact that it is so simple to take the TM40 trigger frame off, it does make it a lot easier to damage that O-ring if you're constantly doing that. So definitely pay attention to that little tiny O-ring there. You definitely should have more in your parts kit if you purchased the marker new. All right, so I'm gonna put the trigger back into place, line up the holes. Simple as that. Gonna have to put a little tension on the trigger set screw to make sure that it gets in there. It's got 2 O-rings on it so that the vibration doesn't undo the trigger. And then we're gonna put the snap screws back in. Since I have the actual gun or the trigger frame off the gun, I am gonna clean the inside here. All right. Overall doesn't look that bad. All right, so there you guys have it. I'm gonna put the gun back together. Now guys, in the event that this bottom or this back portion does not go easily, it's because your back latch is not all the way forward. So if you guys watch here, I can't press my back portion together. If you push this all the way forward, it should be very simple to put that back into place. I'm gonna set my forward screw and my back latch there. And that's it as far as the trigger frame. We've done the regulator and all that good stuff. Only thing left to do now, guys, is the actual bolt system. For general maintenance, I don't suggest taking apart this back portion and getting to the spool. I would simply just do the forward motion because this is the portion of the bolt that is dynamic, which basically means that it's gonna see motion. So a couple O-rings to note that are going to be of major importance is the O-rings on the back and the front of the bolt, obviously, because they're all motion. There is a size 17 O-ring inside the can there that's going to be creating a seal. So that's very important to make sure that that is good. And then I believe these are size 13 O-rings. So what I'll do is I just wipe all this stuff off when it comes to these O-rings. I'll put a little bit of dab on this stuff here. Same thing for the can, bolt can. Inside the bolt can, just a little bit. And then last but not least, obviously the bolt. Like I said before, you do not need a ton of lube when it comes to this stuff. Just a nice like outer coat. You can see I actually still have plenty of lube left on my hand there. And this is going to screw all the way in until it stops. Boom, there you have it. I'll wipe off the rest of this lube. And then simply the bolt goes back into the bolt system. You do not have to lift that latch up if you just apply back pressure. Most of the time that's enough. Of course, it's not doing it for me right now, because why would it? But there you go. Back latch is back together, and that is all the maintenance that you have to do on your TM40 on a regular basis. All right, guys, so there you have it. That is general maintenance of your Luxe TM40, the regulator, bolt system, charging the marker, as well as, cleaning the marker when it comes to the trigger. I hope that this was a help to anybody that's recently purchased their Luxe TM40. I know for a fact that I'm enjoying mine. If you guys like this video, please subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.